Well, welcome back to Allergic to Stupidity. I have not been on in months, mostly because it's gorgeous outside and just wasn't in the mood. But today's Remembrance Day, and for the first time, well, we're not counting COVID because no, what didn't happen in COVID. I'm not going to Remembrance Day service, and part of that hurts me. But I'm not going because I'm so tired of going, and everybody's standing around going, aren't I wonderful? I came to the Remembrance Day service. Now, I can see there are people there that are there in remembrance who are taking their 2 minutes or their 5 minutes or their whatever to actually more like an hour to show respect for our vets. But so many people, while they're quiet during the actual service, dawdle off real fast afterwards. It's okay. I've done my 2 minutes. I've done my duty to remember my vets. And yet they go off and they're arguing and fighting and screaming. And that bothered me because that's not what Remembrance Day should be about. And my other one for Remembrance Day that's just got me in about going this year, outside of the fact it's cold outside, but that wasn't, I've gotten colder, was it's all focused on, and we now in our area have great big banners that hand down. Like I could send my dad's picture or my grandfather's picture into the Legion, and they would change it into a poster, which I would probably have to pay for, but that's not the point. So just so you don't think the Legion's doing this for free. And it would be hung next to the cenotaph that you wanted hung next to in remembrance. But that's my point. It's World War One vets. It's World War Two vets. But that's not what Remembrance Day should be about. It should also include our guys that went down in Afghanistan or didn't come back quite the same as they went. I mean, and nobody ever comes back from any event or any excursion or anything in their life exactly the same as they left, whether it's a holiday tour or war or working overseas. You never come back the way you left. So that's to be expected. But this is in negative ways. But we forget those guys that went to Afghanistan or Iraq or Bosnia or Vietnam. We focus on my dad's generation and my grandfather's generation and how that great generation saved us from Hitler, which, yeah, it did. I don't argue that. But what are we doing to make sure that their sacrifices weren't in vain? And that's really the bottom dollar of why I don't want to go today. And there's this part of me that's in tears because it's always been a tradition. I don't work Remembrance Day. If I'm working in retail, my bosses always knew that was the day. They got it. That's not working that day. All my, because now I'm self-employed, going door to tutoring. I've told all my parents, and they go, "Yep, that's fine." Even my student tutors, families from last year will go, "Okay, we're not seeing you on the 11th." They know that it's Remembrance Day. But what are we doing to make sure? What are you and I doing to make sure that what those vets gave up, all those sacrifices those vets gave up, was not in vain? There's a song out there, there's a couple. One is The Pittance of Time by a gentleman on the East Coast by Terry. I can't remember Terry's last name. It's really worth watching. And it's based on a real life story where he was in a local drugstore or a local shop and it was 11 o'clock. So, since stores no longer closed for Remembrance Day, they had 2 minute silence. And this one man was very upset at cash because they wouldn't clock him out. They wouldn't cash him out. And the lady kept saying it's Remembrance Day. And he wouldn't stop. And it's a very cute, it's a very touching song. Got that from a colleague. The other one is Soldier's Cry. And it's sung from a soldier's standpoint where he went to war for his country. And there's very specifically, it's Canada. Because he says, I'll die for Canada. I'll go to war for Canada. But the last verse is, why did we die for you? You're fighting and bickering inside of Canada. Why did we die for you? Why did we sacrifice for you? And that's why I couldn't go to Remembrance Day today. Because all those people are going, oh, with their hot, because we had got a couple Starbucks nearby, with their little Starbucks close by, or in my case, Timmy's. And I get it, because it's cold, so you want something to warm your hands up. And in my case, we usually go early, so I make a point of having a Timmy's to keep us entertained. But it's just that, let me get back to my normal life. And I've done my duty, and now I can go back to my normal life. So today, I'm going to spend it in remembrance of the past, but also looking and saying, what can I, as one little person in the middle of Southern Ontario, do to A, make sure it's not in vain, but also to remember not just my dad's generation and my grandfather's generation, but those guys that are out there right now who are flying, sailing in our brand new ships, hardly getting antsy, waiting for our new jets to come in, our new armed forces, like army level tanks and trucks and things like that. What can you and I do so that our soldiers, our Navy, our Air Force did not sacrifice in vain? Please take 2 minutes today in remembrance, looking back and looking forward to all our vets in the past and all those vets that are to come. Take care, and God bless everyone.